For him, I think he was just, like I said, just focused on the game. But for the defense, I think it was more personal for us, like out, hitting people, their line. That was part of the quote. But,
what did you see from your line, offensive line?
Obviously I didn't watch.
Sure.
I'm not studying the offensive line, but I'd say in my 5 years here, that's probably the best I've ever seen. Maybe, this is a bold statement. I don't mean to come off as like some controversial statement, but it's probably the best I've ever seen Michigan look, just from a total standpoint, offense, defense, special teams, and it was just a great feeling.
You had an interesting dance after you got a sack. You pulled something out of your. Can you explain that?
So after the sack, I figured, if I was going to take their heart from their offense, I figured it was about time that I took my own heart and ate that too. So I just that's kind of where I was at with that one. Some people thought I was throwing or eating a grenade, that was not the case. I was taking my own heart and eating it.
Took them 56 minutes of game time to finally score a touchdown.
Yeah.
They didn't get over 100 yards until that last drive. Were you guys expecting it to be that dominant against them, or were you expecting a closer game?
I was expecting a closer game. You always expect a closer game. You never go, especially just with how many variables we've had in years past, where it's just it's been a defensive-led group. Games have typically been pretty close, even ones that shouldn't have been. And so you go in thinking that you hold everybody to a higher standard, because we have to respect our opponents and have to respect what they're capable of. Especially since we had rumors that Martinez was going to be playing this week, and we know how explosive of a threat he can be. So we definitely didn't expect it to be like that. But once we got out there, things went pretty swimmingly, I'd say.
Last week you said that the attitude in the locker room post-game wasn't quite as optimistic as it had been after Western Michigan. Was today, after the game, was it more like it was after Western Michigan, where you said?
Yeah, I'd say it's more like it was, after Western Michigan. But it'll be interesting how we respond this week. But like I said, the coaches do a great job of, we'll get back in there, and it'll be like this game was, one touchdown win for the defense. Just the way we operate.
Yeah, because last week you said that after Western Michigan, you felt like the team top to bottom, every facet of the game played well, and that was kind of the attitude post-game. Was that the attitude today, that every facet of the team played well?
Yeah, I was doing an interview on the field, so I kind of missed Coach Harbaugh's message. But just talking to people, it seemed like it was that way from especially the way the locker room set up. You're kind of huddled into your position groups, and it seemed like everybody got after him from the ones to the threes. It was great seeing some of my it was a special day for me. One of my best friends, Matt Mitchell, he got in the game today for the first time, fifth-year senior. So it's a special day for me.
Chase, does this team, with the way it prepares every day, practice every day, does it remind you of the group 2 years ago in terms of maturity and in terms of just going to work?
Yeah, it's definitely. This is the most 2016 vibe. I'd say we had just going to work, and maturity-wise, everybody's accountable for their position. We got ballers on every level, and it's a great feeling.
How cool is that to see, given how last year those guys were so young, they didn't know how to do that, and now maybe you're seeing a little more of that?
Yeah, like I said, I definitely say we've made those steps, and I talked about before how that was something we had to do, and I just think sometimes you could try to force it, and you take a lot of reps in practice, but until you go through a season and you've seen those, you've gone through those growth spurts and that just success, man. It's just a cyclical nature, and we've learned from a lot of our mistakes, and we're not stopping here. I think the sky's the limit. You've seen how well our defense performed today, and we're hungrier than ever. So.
How much of a boost does it give you guys when you see the offense putting the ball in the end zone?